Hello dear students. In last lecture we have discussed about the different concept regarding the classification and taxonomy which has been used for the classification of microorganism. In that lecture we have also discussed about the Aristotle view, 5 kingdom classification system, 3 kingdom classification system, 3 domain classification system, or contribution of different scientists for the development of taxonomy. Also, we have discussed about the numerical taxonomy. By using numerical taxonomy, how we can classify or identify the microorganisms or the organisms on the basis of their similar or dissimilar characteristics. Another approach regarding classification system or the taxonomy, it is micromolecular approach, and in this we have to discuss about the different characteristics or the major characteristics, including morphological, cultural, biochemical characteristics of microorganism, so that on the basis of their genotypic and phenotypic characteristics we can identify and nomenclate that particular organism with respect to the identification procedure, and we can group that particular organism into specific domain or particular kingdom or classification system. So in this lecture we will discussing about the major characteristics. It is a micromolecular approach, and in this we have to discuss about the major characteristics which are used for the classification and identification process. In this diagram we can see a typical bacterial cell having external appearance, that is cell membrane, cell wall, flagella, pili, and inner cellular organelles which are present inside the cytoplasm. Here the nomenclature are: plasmid, it is a outermost covering; chromosome, it is a genetical material of bacterial cell; ribosomes, cytoplasm; pili, these are the small hair-like appendages called as pili; cell wall, outermost membrane; capsule, endospore, and flagellum. It is a typical bacterial cell diagram. So it is a microscopic view of particular bacterial cell, and now we have to discuss how this particular, for the observation of capsule or cell wall or endospore or flagella, we have to carry out a separate procedure or the staining procedure, so that we can see a particular flagella or the motility of particular bacteria, capsule or endospore. So for each and every characteristics we have to carry out a separate procedure. By using this we can confirm whether that bacteria possesses a endospore or not, whether it is a composition of cell wall or the probably structure of cell wall, whether it is gram positive or gram negative. So these are the differentiating characteristics which can be used for the classification system. So one by one we can discuss what are the major characteristics used for the classification system. Here the identification of an organism is the process of determining its species. While characterizing particular organism, we have carried out a particular procedure or set of protocols by which we can carry forward the classification and identification of process of that particular organism, so that we can place that particular organism at its own special position in the classification system. So various characteristics of the organisms are determined by appropriate observations and tests. These are then compared with published description of the various species. Here these are the different characters we have to observe or study while carried out the classification and identification of particular organism. So while characterizing this particular organism, we have to observe that particular organism by performing a particular process, and we have to compare that result of our observations with the published data which has been already published with respect to the particular or the known data. All the microbiological or microorganisms related information or the characteristics of known organisms has been already recorded in the form of Burgess Manual of Systematic Bacteriology. There are 4 volumes. So in this all the data regarding the known bacteria which are has been already isolated and identified are reported in the volume these books, and we have to, if we have collected a particular sample and we have to isolate a typical type of bacteria, we have to characterize that bacteria with respect to these characteristics, and observation, after the observation and comparison with the known records, we can say that particular organism resembles the characteristics similar to that of the that typical particular type of bacteria, whether it is bacillus, whether it is actinomycetes, whether it is other type of bacteria or so on. Okay. So in this major classification characteristic system, we have to study morphological characteristics which can be observed morphologically. In this, we have to study the particular shape, size, arrangement of that particular bacterial cell. So in this, we have to discuss morphological characteristics, physiological characteristics, immunological characteristics, metabolic characteristics of particular organisms, etiological characteristics of that particular organisms, composition of proteins of the cell wall of that particular organisms, composition of nucleic acid, what is the nucleic acid present in that particular organisms, hybridization process, nucleic acid sequencing of that particular organisms, 16 RNA sequencing and 16S rDNA sequencing. So by observing or by studying these different types of characteristics, so that we reach to a particular position, so that we can clearly or confirmly identify that particular organism from unknown source and can be placed in a particular hierarchy in classification system, so that whether that organism already reported or maybe a novel type of organism. So one by one we will discuss about the what are the different morphological characteristics are included in the classification system. So firstly we will discuss about the morphological characteristics. So here it is a typical slide of gram staining. Here the bacteria which observe under the simple microscope, which are the bacillus type of cells, some are in blue in color, some are pink in color. So blue color bacteria are called as gram positive, and pink color pearlies are called as gram negative type of bacteria. Here we can also observe the shape of that particular bacteria, whether it is occi, short rod, long rods, arrangement of that particular bacteria, whether they are singly arranged or arranged in the chain or a set of two cells. So with respect to the arrangement shape, we can classify or organize that particular organism from one another. So determination of morphological features usually requires studying individual cell of pure culture. Microorganisms are very small in size, usually expressed in micrometer. Here we have to observe that particular characteristics of that organism in the form of pure culture. Already in last lecture we have discussed about what is meant by the pure culture, or means we can what is meant by the culture. Culture means a simple type of growth of particular type of organism, and only the one kind of organism is present in particular growth. That culture is called as pure culture. So here in this diagram we can see some cells are blue while some are pinkish color. So it is somewhat different in staining procedure, but it is somewhat pure type of culture. Only the bacillus type of cells can be observed. So it is a only one type of cells is present. That cell culture is called as pure culture. And after the staining procedure, we can say that culture is a pure type of culture. Only there is presence of only one type of cells, whether it is gram positive or gram negative. So for observing the morphological characteristics, we also need a pure culture. And microorganisms already we have known, they are small in size. Their size is counted in the form of micrometer. So they are very small in size. So under microscope we can observe the particular size of that particular bacterial cell. Under the microscope we can observe the size, shape and arrangement of cells are determined by microscopic examination by staining of the particular smear of that particular bacteria. While observing the particular bacterial cell, we have to prepare a smear or we have required a specific type of preparation, so that we can prepare a smear on the glass slide. After the proper staining procedure, whether it is a gram staining procedure or simple staining or negative staining, we have to follow the particular set of instruction. We have to add particular type of coloring agent, so that we can stain or color the bacterial cell, and they can be visualized under microscope with the help of different lenses or objectives. And after the visualization the particular cell, we can observe some type of this type of characters, and on the basis of this slide we can observe the shape, size and arrangement of that particular bacterial cell. So by using this process we can observe a typical bacteria under microscope. Examination of living organism in a hanging drop preparation shows motility. Already we have, while discussing about the bacterial cell, these are the only morphological characters. Size, whether it is oca in shape or long rod or short rod, shape, what type of shape that bacteria possess, arrangement, how the cells are arranged, whether it is singly arranged or group or diplocopus or in chain type of structure, we have to observe. Apart from that, bacterial cell, in last diagram we have observed the flagella. With the help of flagella, organisms can show the locomotion or the ability to move. So if we have to observe the motility, whether that organism has motility or non-motile, so we have to follow the special type of procedure, that is hanging drop method. In this on cavity slide we have to place a small drop of liquid culture on the small slide, and we have to invert that particular slide on cavity slide, and we have to observe under microscope. We can show or we can see the motility of particular organism. So it is a hanging drop preparation which can be used for the observation of motility. Organisms are differentiated on the basis of various staining reactions. There are different types of reactions which can be used for the differentiating organism from one another. Frequently used staining methods are gram staining. On the basis of, we can differentiate organism into whether it is gram stain, gram positive or gram negative, depending upon the composition of cell wall. Acid fast staining, also they are whether they are acid fast bacteria or non-acid fast bacteria. Flagella, with the help of flagella stain, whether they have possess a flagella or non or type of arrangement of that flagella. Capsule staining, whether they are capsule possessing bacteria or non-capsular. Spore former, whether they are spore former or non-spore former. Negative staining. So these are the different staining methods which can be used for observing the particular type of bacterial cells and particular characteristics which the bacteria possesses. The gram staining is a great value because organisms are classified as gram positive or negative. The staining reaction, however, vary with the composition of medium, conditions of growth and the age of the culture. Basic procedure which is gram staining normally used in the microbiology, that is gram staining procedure. Here we have to prepare a simple type of smear of particular bacteria, or the gram staining procedure we can also study in the practical and another second lecture, second paper of your syllabus. So here we have to firstly added a crystal violet, another safranin decolorizing agent, and after that we have to observe under microscope. We can differentiate the organism on the basis of whether that bacteria retain the color of primary stain or counter stain. Whether they observe under the microscope in blue color appears, they are called as gram positive bacteria. If they appears pink in color, they are called as gram negative bacteria. It is a broad group of bacteria, gram positive and gram negative. So it is a basic technique which can be used in the microbiological classification or the microbiological routine practice. So with the help of gram staining, we can differentiate that organism whether it is gram positive or gram negative. Also during gram staining, we can also observe the shape and size of that particular bacteria. Gram staining characteristics of that particular bacteria is usually depend upon the conditions of growth and age of that particular bacteria. Sometimes if a fresh culture, 24-hour old culture, we have to observe under microscope with the procedure of gram staining, the bacteria looks like a gram positive or gram negative. But after, if the bacterial culture grow for further 24 or 48 or up to 3 to or 4 days, sometimes the bacterial characteristics of the particular bacteria may change. Sometimes this shows the inversely or gram positive appears as gram negative or gram negative appears as gram positive. So it depends upon the age of that particular culture. So here morphological characteristics, we have to discuss about the shape of bacteria, or the bacteria are categorized further on the basis of shape of particular bacteria. So while performing gram stain, and we have observed particular gram positive or gram negative bacteria, on the basis of color we have differentiated the cell into blue color into gram positive and pink color into gram negative. Apart from that, that bacteria may appear as a cocci. It is a one group of bacteria. They are small, spherical or oval in shape. So here we can see the bacterial cell, it appears structure as like a spherical shape. That bacterial cell is called as cocci or coccus. So whether it is gram positive or gram negative, apart from that staining shape of that bacteria, whether it is cocci, cocobacilli or rod shape. So depending upon the shape, bacteria are again also classified. So if the bacteria appears oval or spherical shape, they are called as coccus. And typical example of that particular cocci bacteria, suppose example is Micrococcus. It is a genus name, and the member of that genus are cocci in shape. Another shape of bacteria, that is bacilli. These are rod shaped cells. Rod shapes means these are small dumbbell shells, rod shaped rod like structure of particular bacteria. They are sometimes again differentiated into short rods or long rods on the basis of the length of that particular cell. So these are spherical in shape, some are rod in shape. Here is the diagram which can also differentiate between cocci and rod or bacilli. So that bacterial cell is called a bacilli type of cell. Here example or typical example of bacilli type of cells are genus Bacillus. All the member of this Bacillus genus. Bacillus is the name of genus and bacilli is a shape of cell. So Bacillus genus are typically bacilli in shape. So it is a shape of bacteria. So bacilli shape looks like it is a rod-like structure. Another type shape of bacteria, it is a vibrio. They are comma shape or curved rods. They are short rods and the structure are like a comma shape like structure. So this structure or the shape is called as vibrio shape. And the typical example of that vibrio shape of bacteria is Vibrio cholera. Vibrio cholerae, and it is a positive agent of cholera. Another shape of bacteria, that is Spirilla. They are longer rods shape. They are rod, but length is long as compared to the short rods. Longer rods with several curves or coils. They are long rod, but their shape is a curve or there is a coiling of that particular bacterial cell, helical in shape. Example of that particular spiral type of bacterial cell is Treponema pallidum. So they are spiral in shape. Another type of or shape of bacterial cell is the filamentous. Typically, the example of that typical filamentous type of arrangement of bacteria is observed. They are considered to be probably the actinomycetes. They are branch-like filamentous bacteria. An example of that filamentous type of shape of the bacterial cell is called as actinomycetes. Apart from that, some are another shape of bacteria, that is Mycoplasma. It is again type of microorganisms. Cell here in Mycoplasma, cell wall is absent, so that they didn't possess a stable shape of bacterial cell. Sometimes they are observed round or oval in shape. So on the basis of shape of that particular bacteria, they are categorized into whether they are cocci, cocobacilli bacilli, spirochete, whether they are filamentous or spikelet type of bacteria, or they are vibrio. So on the basis of observation under microscope, bacteria are further categorized into on the basis of their shape. Firstly, we have observed whether they are gram positive or gram negative. Suppose one example, we have taken an unknown bacterial culture and under microscope they appear as a blue in color. So we can say sample gram stain characteristics gram positive. They looks like a shape like a bacillus. So bacillus shape. Okay. So one by performing this separate procedure, we can record typical characteristics of that particular bacterial cell under the after observation under microscope. So on the basis of shape, these bacteria are categorized. Here is a Coccus type of shape of bacteria, Coccobacilli. They are not some oval in shape but looks like a rod. They are short rod in shape. So Coccobacilli, Vibrio, comma shape, Bacillus, rod shaped structure, Spirillum, they are curved structure, and Spirochete. So it is a shape of bacteria. On these characteristics, we can also differentiate the bacteria on the basis of their shape. Apart from that, on the basis of arrangement of bacteria, we can also differentiate the bacteria into different groups. So first is the bacteria has a typical arrangement pattern. With respect to the gram staining characteristics, apart from that, bacteria also possess a typical arrangement pattern. So on the basis of their arrangement pattern, bacteria are further classified into different groups. Like one is diplococci. Diplo means two and cocci means oval in shape. So they split one plane and found arranged into a pairs. It is a diplococci group of bacteria. They are split into one plane. Normally, bacterial reproduction is carried out by the binary fission. One cell is divided into two cells by transferring the equal amount of all the genetic material from one cell to the another cell, and equally they are divided with the help of binary fission. So, if this after the reproduction, these cells remains attached to one another in the form of two cells of one set of two cells. So that structure is called as diplococci, oval in shape, and two cells are in a chain in contact with one another. So that pair is called as diplococci. And the example of diplococci is Diplococcus pneumoniae. Okay. On the basis of that arrangement of the particular cell, that genus is called as Diplococcus. Streptococci. Here strepto means chain and cocci means oval in shape. So they attach to one another in the form of chain. These bacteria form, they are remaining attached to one another and they form a chain. Here only in Diplococci, two cells are forming a structure, so they are called as Diplococci. In Streptococci, they are forming a chain of bacterial cells, so they are called as Streptococci. They are present in the form of chain. So example of Streptococci is Streptococcus lactis. On the basis of this arrangement of cells, the genus name is Strepto. Strepto means in the form of chain. Tetracocci. Here tetra means four and cocci means oval in shape or spherical in shape. So if the four cells or four spherical cells are found in a group, that structure is called as tetracocci. So it is again another arrangement, again another type of arrangement of bacterial cell. So Staphylococci, another group of bacteria or the arrangement of bacteria. In these bacterial cells are arranged in the form of, they looks like a bunch of grapes. द्राक्षाचा ग्रेप जसं आपल्याला दिसेल त्या प्रकारची अरेंजमेंट इफ वी ऑब्झर्व अंडर मायक्रोस्कोप that particular structure is called as Staphylococci. So example of this particular Staphylococci group, that is Staphylococcus aureus. Okay, so on the basis of particular arrangement of that particular bacterial cell, separate genus or separate group of that organism has been observed or prepared. Sarcina, they produce a cubical arrangement of group into 8 cells. Apart from that Staphylococci, if 8 cells cubical structure if they form, their structure is called as Sarcina. On the basis of arrangement of cell, again another group of organisms can be prepared. Apart from these are the cocci, means oval shape they are present in different arrangement type. Apart from that, bacilli also present, or the bacillus are also present in separate type of arrangement. Here also they found in the diplobacilli format, means two bacilli are found attached to one another. So that group is called as diplobacilli. An example of diplobacilli is Klebsiella pneumoniae. Okay, is a positive agent of pneumonia. Streptobacilli, if bacteria are found in the form of chain, attached to one another in the form of chain, that structure is called as streptobacilli. Streptobacilli, streptococci. Diplobacilli, diplococci. If shape of bacteria is cocci and found in two insect, called as diplococci. If shape of bacteria is bacilli and found in two insect, they are called as diplobacilli. Streptobacilli, streptococci, staphylococci, Sarcina, streptococci. Okay, so on the basis of arrangement of bacteria, they are grouped into another set of organisms. So here in this diagram we can see here the arrangement of cocci. Cocci means oval shape. If the single bacterial cell is found under the microscope, they are called as cocci. Normally they are cocci in shape. Arrangement single. Here diplococci. Two cocci if found attached to one another, that called as diplococci. Here if the four cells are found in a group, they are called as tetrad or tetracocci. Tetrad means four cells. So if four cells are found attached to one another, they are called as tetrad or tetracocci. Sarcina, if a group of 8 cells is found, called as sarcina. Staphylococci, look like a grape of bunch of grapes. So it is that structure is called as staphylococci. Here is a typical arrangement of bacterial cells. So on the basis of that arrangement, cocci are categorized into different groups. So here streptococci, cocci if arranged in the form of chain, that called as streptococci. Okay. Here is the arrangement of bacilli. Bacilli, they are rod in shape. So single bacilli or bacillus. If two bacilli attached to one another, they are called as diplobacilli. Two bacilli attached to one another. If they are arranged in the form of chain, they are called as streptobacilli. Here streptobacilli, streptococci. Diplobacilli, diplococci. So typically they are clearly observed under microscope. There is an arrangement of palisades. If the bacilli are arranged in this manner, they are called as palisade, and it is a somewhat confusing structure if short rods or cocobacilli. Cocci, but their structure is somewhat rod in shape, so their structure is called as cocobacilli. Apart from that, arrangement of spiral shape of bacteria. If the structure is look like, they are called as spirochetes. Okay, so it is a vibrio type of cocci shape. We have already studied in last slide. So on the basis of that, and this is a typical bacterial cell which can be observed under the microscope. So on the basis of that particular arrangement, organisms are categorized into another group. Okay. Apart from that morphological characteristics, organisms also possesses another characteristics inside their cell. So we have to also report that particular characteristics with the help of different staining techniques. So with the help of flagella staining, we can observe whether the bacterial cell possesses a flagella, and there is also arrangement of flagella at different positions. Okay. So if a bacterial cell possesses single type of flagella at one end, so that bacterial cell or the flagella is called as monotrichous flagella. Bacterial cell, whether it is bacilla, and it possesses single set of flagella at only one end, that bacterial cell or the flagella is called as monotrichous flagella. So it is again another group of bacteria. If the apart from only single flagella, there is a bunch of flagella is present at only any end of that bacterial cell, that called as Lophotrichous flagella. It is again another group of bacteria. Okay, on the basis of arrangement of flagella. Here amphitrachus flagella, whether they are single flagella present at both end or group of flagella present at both end of the bacterial cell. That group or the flagella, that group of bacteria is called as amphitrachus flagella. Okay. If only single flagella is present, monotrachus. If group of flagella is present only one end of bacterial cell, that called as Lophotrachus flagella. Whether single flagella or group of flagella present at both end of the bacterial cell, called as amphitrachus flagella. Apart from that, if the flagella are present all over the bacterial cell, that called as peritrachus flagella. So this structure we can observe under microscope. On the basis of that, we can reported or recorded a particular characteristics of that particular organism which are found or observed under the microscope. On the basis of that, that organisms are again grouped into another group of organisms. So here we observe typical gram-positive bacteria, which is bacillus in shape, which whether it is a singly arrangement. So these bacillus, if they are arranged in a two cells in a cell, they are diplococci. If it contain a group of flagella at one end, they are called as flagella category. You can say it is a Lophotrachus flagella. Apart from that, bacteria possesses different internal characteristics of the store food material inside the cell. So we can also observe that particular structure, metachromatic granule inside the cell by again performing a separate staining procedure. Also we can observe the capsule of that particular bacterial cell. Okay, so by using again another staining techniques, we can also observe a particular characteristics which that particular bacterial cell possesses under microscope using different staining techniques. Apart from that, some bacteria possess a particular structure in the phase of adverse condition. Some bacteria has the ability to form a resistant structure. That structure is called as spore or endospore. Sometimes the bacterial spore location can be used for the differentiation of organism among one another. On the basis of location of the spore, whether that spore is present at the center of the cell, that spore, if central spore, this is a typical bacterial cell, and if that endospore is present at the center of that bacterial cell, it is called as location of that spore is centrally located. Okay. If the spore is present at one terminal, apart from the terminal, that location of the spore is called as subterminal position of that spore. Apart from that, sometimes endospore is present at the end of the bacterial cell, it is called as terminal endospore. Terminal endospore type of structure is normally found in Clostridium tetani. Okay, and this type of structure are found normally in the bacillus. So on the basis of position of the endospore, bacteria can also be organized or categorized into another group of bacteria. So these are the morphological characteristics which can be normally observed under microscope using different staining technique. So by using the morphological technique, we can categorize or differentiate the particular organism into different characteristics and can be placed into the particular position in the classification system. If we have already reported that particular characteristics and also we have isolated particular organisms from soil sample or any environmental sample, we can compare that particular similarity and dissimilarity with the reported or known sample, and we can confirm that whether that bacteria is already known or again new type of bacteria with this reported classification system. So it is all about morphological characteristics which can be observed under microscope. In next lecture we will discuss about the cultural characteristics which can be used for the classification or identification process.